Well, hello, everybody. How you guys doing today? It has been a very long time. It's been almost 2 weeks. It's been quite a while. Started the remodel on my house. I'm pretty much sitting in an empty room right now, which is probably where the echo is coming from if you can hear it. They completely finished the dining room, which is where my streaming setup is today, like earlier today. And then I spent a good chunk of time rearranging, moving things, and getting things ready because they finished most of the kitchen and then they need to start on the living room soon. So what's going to happen is, like, say tomorrow, me and the wife are going to have to spend a good chunk of time moving all of the stuff that we had moved into the living room into other areas of the house, and just freaking Tetrising our house for the next few weeks as they slowly move through the rest of our house. With most of the kitchen being done, though, the flooring and things like that shouldn't take nearly as long. I think it took them like 2 days to get the dining room and kitchen flooring done. A good chunk of the 2 weeks where I wasn't able to stream was spent on the kitchen, where they had to do demolition work. They had to install most of the new cabinets. They had to have a plumber come out and run new plumbing because they're changing the area where our fridge sits, where our dishwasher sits, a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully it should go a lot faster now. And yes, while that's great that it'll be going much faster, it also means that me and the wife are going to be under the gun to make sure that everything is moved out of those areas as they move through the house. Because they still have the 3 bedrooms in the house, the closets, and then 3 bedrooms, the closets, the living room, and the hallways in the house to take care of. So we still have quite a bit to go. But it seems that they have taken care of all of the hard stuff. And hi, how you doing? Missed you guys. Let's wait for... Come on. Capture. Where are you? Why aren't you capturing? I think I had this problem the last time, though, too. Oh wait, that's right. That's right. I had to do it like this. That's right. The only way it would display the game is that I had to make an actual, like, screen capture for this monitor in order to capture this game, which is blows my mind. I don't know why it won't capture this game with the capture settings that I have. So, And then, like, in the background, you're going to see things changing. There's stuff hidden behind me, as you can see. That's a bunch of stuff from, say, like, our kitchen and living room and things like that. And it's probably going to get a lot more crowded in here for the next couple weeks. There may even be a couple streams where I just turn the camera off entirely, because there might be way too much crap, and I don't want that getting in the shot. But we'll see how it goes. So before the 2 weeks, we had started on Tiny Bunny. We got about 45 minutes to an hour through. So we got a bit done. Hey, what you doing? There we go. So we got a bit done. Yeah, last time I played this was August 9th. It's the 21st. So it's been a while since I've been able to stream. And this entire time, like, the flooring was ripped up in the dining room and the kitchen. We had workers through here. They were painting, doing the floors, the baseboards, a whole bunch of stuff. And there was no point in, like, I set up my PC in my bedroom, but there was no way that I was going to be able to set it up to the point where I could have my mic set up, where I could have a camera set up, where I could have any of that set up in my bedroom. It was just too much. Like, my quote-unquote, like, desk for, like, a week or a weekend was literally the back of, like, a Walmart poster. Like, one of those cheapo Walmart, poster frames that you get, because I couldn't move my desk in there. It had a bunch of stuff on it, just a whole bunch of stuff. But let's go ahead and get back into it, shall we? Oh, biscuits. Am I lying to Mom? Grandma kept ice cream for me and Olya there, but now I can only see meat bits for soup and clumped together pelmeni. I don't know what that is. Can I... Oh, no. Meats for soup and a pack of pelmeni. Okay. So, in the last playthrough, which is freaking old as hell, almost like 2 weeks old, and let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. That should be better. I don't want to be sitting in the dark. So the premise of this game is that it's kids that have and their parents that have moved into like this forest house in the middle of pretty much like the Siberian wilderness. The mom and dad are cruising towards divorce. The grandma's dead. She died even before the game started. And the kid, the boy, the brother that you play as, is seeing all of these weird things out in the forest, and now a boy has gone missing. Let's see, look. So, why are you freaking back? Alright. It was difficult to lie to Mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home. Honey, that's German. Or not German, Russian. That's German! Yay! It's Russian. Mom. Oh, yeah, you play as Anton. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture is dim and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. You're killing me here. So you have had enough of shooting these stupid ducks now? Told you the kinescope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the settings? Please, go see for yourself. Strange, it worked fine in the morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it. Mom rubbed her hands clean of her apron and went to Olya's room. There's no time for this. Mom will come back soon. There's no time for this. Okay. Turn back. Open. There's no time for this. Okay. Oh, okay. So I need to go outside because I want to be my own investigator and find out what happened to the missing boy. Because I'm supposed to be starting school soon. I opened the front gate and went into the field. Carefully, so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half of the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. Ooh, excuse me. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there. Distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me. and a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent, I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olia. The time reached its limit, a one-way trip that ended at the forest's piney stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Olia turned to stone, listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing, or spent time together, almost like all of it was a previous life. When they kissed with Olia present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed. Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out, and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who, though? From the people with dead cold eyes, who sometimes visited us in our previous home? The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything? And somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace. This is the first time you actually see what he looks like, Anton. This is supposed to be who you play as. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. There were only me, this white field, and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and belts of powdered snow. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles froze in the ice. Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Can I click it? Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. ¿Qué es esto? I tried to get closer, drowning in snow, and when I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? Their senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. He was always so anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help them find the lost boy? Vova! I heard a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river. Vova! As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vova! Resounded closer to me. Someone was standing there, behind the trees, hiding. Vova! I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. I don't see anybody in the trees, do you? Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally toward the ground. Its blackness. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Oi! Oh! A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reigned for a painfully long time. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you hiding? Ooh. My muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thicket, and I'd spring. But nothing of the sort happened. I looked at the mitten once more. No pain, no gain. Take the mitten. I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Ooh! Ay! Oh, goodness. Va-va! Oh. A shout rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo. No hope for a reply. And it's in German. Why do I keep saying German? It's in Russian. Oi! Ooh. I stepped toward the bristly trees and tried to claim my find. It didn't budge. I pulled harder. The branch cracked and the mitten tore off, landing in my hand with a squishy sound. All too heavy. Wet. I squeezed it without thinking and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny string between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snow pile. Oh no, it's blood! There's blood, yo! I froze in place, studying my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of cracking branches invaded the silence. I'm about to get yeeted. I didn't have to think twice before running away. Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches, closing the distance with giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone. Forever. But there was one more voice. Probably one of reason. It gave me strength. Spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts, rather than a single one. Their nostrils sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried-up raspberry bush, from the twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run, don't look back. It felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing becoming vicious like quicksand. Viscous like quicksand. Viscous. I was stuck in place. I pulled my legs from the mushy trap just to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boots slipped out of the hole, and my soles were on a hard surface once again. I reached a clear path with one jump from there, ran to my house. But get inside, run. Its gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. The house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hidden under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks. As if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so it could escape the cold. I had noticed these marks when I was leaving. Oh, let's turn that down just a smidge. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom hadn't locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave way. Safety. Whew. I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring, and with it the last bit of strength I had left in my body, too. My legs gave way. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest. Did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? There was someone chasing me. I thought. I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned toward me and sniffed my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant, and she covered her mouth with her hand. Look, over there, at the fence. My heart started thumping as if I became prey once again, and my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratch at the door, just like in my nightmare. Mom beckoned me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window, facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Either dogs or wolves is one of the two. Dogs. Just a small pack of strays. There we go. With no name and owner, barely reminding of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd be rather scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me, like a bunny. And what if they're rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from my mom's face. Gotcha. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack Oya? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive. Huh? What? Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. And what for? What use do I have for this? Mitten. Of course! A darkened, sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my hand. Seems like I was clutching it the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom. Mom, look, this is Vova's mitten. That boy the police were asking about in the morning. It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. I can show you where. Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to. Mom, look. Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto Mom's contorted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the image slips away. Stop at this moment. Olya will go insane if she hears you. She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time. And you joke around like this? At that moment, I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy who cried wolf. Oh, don't just stand there. Come take your pills. A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of a dead wasp, fell onto my palm. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home, and you... Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication. Drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Vova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Olya's owl. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. I'm going dumb now, chat. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawny indifference along with it. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom. I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything all right? You had the exact same expression when the policeman asked you about the window. I'm all right, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Olya was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Either it's a mountain lion or it's a fox. And I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Freddie Mercury on the wall. That's dope. And then a triceratops and a Gundam and a cactus in the middle of the freaking Siberian wilderness and a castle and a jet. Hey, that's supposed to be a Ninja Turtle. Sweet. Weird. Yafar's and Iago's voices died down. I walked past Olya's bedroom and slipped into my own. I've dreamt of becoming an artist since Dad bought me my first comic book. Fly magazine was the coolest. I especially liked the big space-related edition with alien monsters and that funny episode about a gendarme. I started drawing all kinds of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. One of my letters even got published in Fly once. Maybe someday they'll even publish my comic. My best works. Best works? The forest doesn't look as grim during the day. Entangled tree branches in the distance and the snowy field between our house and the forest brought sleepiness to my eyes. But sometimes I would still catch myself looking into the window at the icy treetops instead of doing my homework. My Triceratops figurine. I know about all sorts of dinosaurs. Velociraptors, Afravonators, Hypsilophodonts. I remember going to the movies to see Jurassic Park back when we still lived in the city and taking pictures of the T-Rex in the hall. It turned its head and roared. It was awesome. And next to it was a Robotech Transformer. I love this cartoon. When a jet fighter speeds up into the intro among the sounds of blaster fire, you know your next 20 minutes will surely be amazing. Zentrade space station is captured. Rick, get ready for battle. Monsters, Ghosts, UFOs. The Encyclopedia of Paranormal Phenomenon from Rossman Publishing. I've learned about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there. Olya is always scared of the book. She could barely handle sifting through the monster and alien sections with me, but the middle part where they start to talk about ghosts really freaked her out. I remember hunting ghosts after I'd read the book. I measured the distance between items on my table every evening and checked if they'd moved due to some supernatural force come the morning. They didn't. But to be honest, what was I expecting? To meet Casper the ghost? Oh! There's someone behind this curtain. Look, that's the head. And then there's feeties down here. There's feets. How strange. I remember moving this curtain. Oh, yeah. Look through. Yeah, oh god, they're... Okay, let's open this. Oh goodness, let's see if there's still stuff there. Yay! Oh my god. There's somebody hiding. Hid them in there. Oh, why are you freaking out, game? Splork. This simple action drained the last little bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed. Oh, see, look, there's the silhouette. And only then I noticed there was someone behind the curtains. Ooh. Is it Olya? My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort, as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor. It reminded me of burial sheets. Oh, yeah? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried up lips. Yeah, Olya, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached towards the curtains. But beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down, and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They were looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled open the curtains. Gotcha! Knew it! Called it, Olya. Stop being a dick. I knew it was you from the beginning. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Olya's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I always retorted, but Dad, She's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day, and sunlight poured onto her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a light-woven child. I saw everything. Oh, really? What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little, before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice. It's nothing, just... Olya ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked, You stole something and hid it there? Are you a thief? What? Don't be stupid. I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind, that mitten hanging from a tree branch. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest, from the tilted figure standing behind black trees. Olya could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted. Then show me. Swear that you won't tell anyone. Then I'll show you. Olya wore a plodding smile. I swear on Mom's heart. An oath she heard in one of the movies about the pioneers we've watched. Oh. Bubby. UAZ. Black Kitty. Oh, okay. So if something is underlined, it'll tell you what it is in this glossary. So pelmeni, Russian variety of dumplings made by boiling thin, unleavened dough filled with mincemeat. One may even call it Russian fast food. Oh, there we go. Hang on. Gotta fix my pop filter. An oath she heard in one of the movies about the pioneers we've watched. Don't say things like that. Olya nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the drawer and Olya leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter. Is this someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw. A certain boy lost it and got lost himself. Now, do you understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right? He must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. The police are going house to house, showing his photo to everybody. Olya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going to the houses and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. They've already scouted the forest. Yeah, right. Flashed in my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny, where darkness, cold, and whispers of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? Or did it appear later? For me. I changed the topic, as if trying to get Olya as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself. A lot of stuff, like in the Wheel of Fortune. Sounds cool, right? Olya wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense. An owl won't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's... How should I put it? It's cursed or something. Just like in a fairy tale? No. More like in that spooky tape our parents hide from us. Olya shivered and stole a glance at the window. I saw you running away. Someone was chasing you? No, it's just I was hurrying back home so Mom wouldn't be worried. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind, and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom won't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the tower. Can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what I would wish for on my next birthday? I'd wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could go and play together like we used to. Yeah, and if you'd make them as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Olya giggled and tugged at my sleeve. Tasha, let's go watch Aladdin. I think that means brother, if I remember right, in Russian. Not German, Russian. Fatigue won over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. I'm too tired. I don't want to. Come on. It's so boring alone, and Mom is always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all of our tapes by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happens after that. Let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know. Let's play hide and seek. No, Olya. Then draw me a dino. Olya, please. Draw it. Leave me alone already. I blurted it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken aback. I've never screamed at my little sister like that. Olya stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Olya from crying. What you do as an older sibling. Don't cry. Don't. It's okay. Everything's fine. All right, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hands on her soft head. Let's go. Let's go watch Peter Pan. Boo! You'll fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise. I won't. And I'll draw you a full Triceratops later. Hooray! Triceratops. Triceratops. Well, close enough. Olya rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas, and a shining smile returned to her face. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread, and you rewind the tape. The bread is fresh, just how you like it. All right, just be careful not to spill the milk, or you'll be yelled at again. Want to bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. Olya disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. What? Oh. An old teddy bear is the main attraction here. Olya doesn't sleep without it. And she digs her nose into its fur when she sleeps. Piggy bank. All right. I'm going to go take a super quick break and go refill my water real quick. I'll be right back. Ooh. Yeah. Woo! Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm also getting used to rolling around on the new flooring, which is not carpet, and I feel like I go sliding every single time because I haven't gotten used to it yet. Alright, so piggy bank. Olya is saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. Oh, there we go. Olya keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight so she wouldn't see the pair of hungry eyes outside. Anything else? Is that supposed to be like Chippendale? The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. The tube warmed up and familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. Oh. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. Oh. It sounds like it's supposed to be Russian. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Ooh! Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna? What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Olya had asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her, but in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. So, should we try and look for the signal or look for the tape? Oh! It's a cemetery. And it's Byzantine Catholicism, because they're the only ones that do the weird line. The picture finally cleared up, but the moment I rejoiced at finding that weird signal again, the TV started coughing, a voice barely coming through the cacophony. He was often seen at the moment when small snowy hills were lined up on the screen, pierced with rickety crosses, and a male voice was narrating with a slow, mournful voice. It was a pitch-black night at the cemetery. Oh, yes, I'm so good. Yes, yes. Oh! In that fateful dark time, little Senya met her fate at the face of a monstrous thicket dweller. It's Olya with different colored hair. The locals call him none other than the Forest Master. I froze and did my best not to move, as if by doing that I could scare away the narrator. I listened closely to his every word. The beast dealt with the helpless girl in a masterful manner. Oh no. The camera panned across the snow with some black spilled over it, looking for ragged pieces of cloth that were thrown around all over the place. I didn't want to think whether Senya's remains were wrapped in there, so I shut my eyes without thinking. "Oui," the voice continued. "Wolves are rare guests in these parts." "It's Grandma." "Yeah, no, that's supposed to be Grandma. Before she died." "Oh, Nakomi! Hoi! How are you? Welcome to the spoopy. And my first stream back. Yes!" "Oh, yay! And my chat box still works. Yes." "Oh, hellacious allergies. Ooh, I do like getting the chance to read much bigger words, so thank you for letting me say the word hellacious. Have you taken anything for them?" But I feel that for allergies. We have, like, with all the crap getting ripped out of the house, especially, like, 20-year-old carpet, like, my nose has been a faucet for, like, 2 weeks now. "Oh, no, not that. No, you've run out of the heavy-duty meds." Okay. Yeah, no. That's why I keep, like, pinching my nose, is because of all the dust that's being kicked up from, like, removing old carpet and putting in new stuff and painting and all that other stuff from the remodel. It's driving me nuts. "Here's what Tamara, the old woman that lives in a nearby crypt." "What? She lives in a crypt?" "Had to say. That's Grandma." Close-up shot of the face of an old homeless woman, weary from life and alcohol abuse, rattled on the screen. "You go, Grandma. I'm having a beer because it has been a long damn day." Yes. Such a fearsome beastie it is. Worse than the rising dead." The old woman splattered saliva all over the rectangular mic. "Ooh. Oh, no." I saw, like, a bunny, like a bunny silhouette over here with, like, angry eyes. And the stink. It's like the rest of her comparison was swallowed up by the sound of a horn. I've never felt anything like that. It was just standing there, yes, right where you stand, boyo, and pierced me with its eyes, right in the middle of day. It was so huge, that one, with glassy eyes. Obscenities were covered by another beep. You know, they say if this demon lays its eyes on you, it'll snatch you, put you into its bag, and you're done. But he won't touch me. Likes me, it seems. So they even call me the Devil's Wench. And it's definitely true. The carnivorous monster will not touch those who fell to the level of forest beasts, going for the innocent child's blood instead. The forest master's presence is felt more and more on the outskirts of our country. Torn between believing in what was said and shrugging it away, I decided to record the remaining part of the documentary for some reason. I quickly grabbed the tape that was on the top shelf of the TV and put it into the VCR without even looking at the cover. Oh God, no. I'm recording over Peter Pan, aren't I? Oh God, no. Nakomi, you are not the first person to tell me that I have a pretty good evil laugh. See, there you go. I pressed record, turned the sound up, and paid attention to the slipping signal. It's not called the forest's master for nothing. All of the animals obey it, be they hairy. Oh God, please stop flashing. They're all precursors for its appearance. Okay, please. Stop it. Stop it. I don't like it. I don't like it. If you hear howls in the distance, then it most likely already knows where you live. If you find animal prints all over your doorstep and birds watching you from the trees, you'd better hide. It's already coming for you. And if you wake up at night and see a pair of eyes in your window. Oh. So like what Olya's seeing, which is why she keeps closing her curtains. Oh. The plot thickens. Doesn't it, chat? And Nakomi, how do I sound? How does the video look and stuff like that? Especially after I had to put my streaming setup back together. Then soon. Then soon. Then soon. Then soon. Then soon. Then soon. Oh, fuck! The TV suddenly went mad and looped the last word over and over, piercing my ears. Oh my God. Yeah, no, that was a whole lot. Oh. And thank you for the feedback. I will probably mess around with my camera settings. I'm repositioning everything since I don't have to worry about my work from home setup being over here, so I have a lot more room to space out. I got goosebumps all over my spine. The tape ended and was rewinding to the beginning. The sound of rustling tape reminded me of leaves in the wind and the low howl of the beast. I woke up from my stupor and pressed the button. The VCR ejected the tape. For a moment, I thought it was stained with saliva. But that was just the light from the chandelier, making the black plastic glossy. And then I saw the cover. Is Peter Pan. Yep, is Peter Pan. Oops! I recorded it over Peter Pan. I called it. That's what I get for hurrying. It was bad enough that I ruined Olya's cartoon, but I also put this creepy stuff over it. I can't let her see this. We'll drown in tears. I snuck a glance at the door. I could hear the clatter of glass and the squeaky floorboards. Olya appeared in the doorway. You haven't started without me, have you? I just... no, I just guessed it was Peter Pan as far as the tape, because she was talking about wanting to watch Peter Pan. It was brought up quite a few times, and she was bringing up the fact, Olya, which is the sister, bringing up the fact that your character, Anton, the one that we're playing, had fallen asleep many times before during the ending of Peter Pan. So that was my guess, was that it's a horror game, so he's gonna go over the crap that that he hasn't seen. So now it's time to get creepy. Hydrate. Thank you, hon. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought the tray with an evenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. So are they just like dunking bread into sweetened condensed milk? My sister brought the tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. No. I was looking for the tape. Do you really want to watch Peter Pan? Or do you want to watch more cowbell? I do. I do. Turn it on already. Mom will come watch her Brazilian drama soon. Oh my. Brazilian drama, eh? No. No, thank you. No. Come on. Think, fake detective. You know, I didn't like Peter Pan. Maybe we should watch Little Mermaid instead. I've already seen it so many times. And you promised me. She's so stubborn. I know. Let's watch a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episodes first. Deal? Olia frowned, but ultimately gave up. She put down the tray and crossed her hands on her chest. If you want it so much, can you open the milk can? I'm afraid I'll cut myself with the sharp edges. Oh, whoa, what was that? It freaked out for me on a second. As soon as I stood up, colorful dots popped up before my eyes, and my sore legs were pierced by thousands of needles as I fall over. It was a blip, Nakomi. I only saw it because it was over on this side of the screen where my mouse is, and it was just like little black dots for half a second. Only when I reached the sofa. You have redeemed your impersonations, so now I switch back to the regular voice. Only when I reached the sofa, I realized that the can was already open. So the character you're playing, Anton, the older brother. Oh, give me a heads up when you plan on doing that so I can prepare for it, Nakomi. Olia had tricked me, played me for a fool. My stomach became heavy. Why did it sound like running? I wanted to rush toward the TV, but my little sister was faster. She picked up the remote and proclaimed in a victorious tone, "Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. As the remote's master, I command you to watch Peter Pan." Oh no. Uh-oh. Now it's gonna get bad. And see, look, now that it's dark, because this game is black and white, so it just shines a whole bunch of white light. I even turned my light down here so it didn't wash out my face. I couldn't even open my mouth, and the VCR had already eaten the accursed tape. She'll play it, and then, black crosses on unnamed graves, empty crypts, bloody scraps on the snow, and the insane devil's wench. I'd better tell the truth. Olya, stop! I erased the end of your tape by accident. I'll trade it with you for 2 of mine. What do you mean? You couldn't erase it. Me and Dad had broken off all those plastic pins with a screwdriver. You can't record anything over my cartoons now. My little sister pressed the triangular play button on the remote. I squeezed on the inside, awaiting the out-of-this-world voice of the narrator. Duh, comrade. But I saw the duel between Peter Pan and Captain Hook instead. I sighed in relief. My head, heavy as a leaden ball, now rested in my hands. Olya smiled in joy. She put the tape on rewind and started spreading milk over her bread. Oh, it's almost like, what is it? Fairy bread in Australia, which is freaking just cheap, like pieces of cheap white bread, like the cheapest white bread you can get, and then butter and sprinkles. They call them hundreds and thousands, but it's supposed to be like rainbow sprinkles, but it's literally bread, butter, sprinkles. And they serve that crap at birthdays. And I had a friend that was from Australia. And instead of a cake, they would get really nice bread, butter, and like the fanciest sprinkles that they could get. And like the first time we went over there, we were like, what the hell is this? What are you doing? And they're like, oh, well, it's it would be like, oh, well, hey, it's fairy bread. It's a birthday. We're having fairy bread. As a kid, it was freaking delicious. It was freaking fantastic. I loved it. It was butter, bread, and sprinkles. Closest thing you could get to cake. So it tasted really good, but looking back on it now, and you're just like, just bread, butter, and sprinkles? Really? And the fact that they call their sprinkles hundreds and thousands, just a weird, different name. And when the cartoon started, she forgot about everything in the world. As if she really got transported to the Neverland, like she always wished. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where one never ages, where one never argues over little things, where one never listens to fights, and the sound of broken plates at night. But now Peter Pan lands was especially far away from me. My thoughts dragged on, stumbled upon the horned beast that awaited me among the trees, and the narrator's mournful voice haunted me, sliding over bushes and ravines. And see, look, now it's getting dark again. Like a winged carnivore would track its prey. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. Tasha, shut the curtains, fast! Why? No one's watching you. It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. Is there anything else to click on? There we go. Ooh. I did my best not to look outside, toward the treetops, toward the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from shadows of branches scraping the snow. Tasha, Mom thinks I made the owl up. And I did look it up. Tasha means like brother. It's like saying like Oni-chan. It's like old. It's supposed to be like respectful, like brother. And Dad too thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Oh, she's crying again. Oh, sweetie. Honestly, it does. Okay, let me fix this real quick. Boop. Boop. And a boop. Boop. There we go. So that should fix the pixelation. You do believe me, right? That it comes every night and is small, Taruki. Not too small, right? Not too small? I'm fixing the pixelation. I swiftly grabbed Olya's hand and looked her in the eyes. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to play around with the camera a little bit, especially now that I've like rehooked up everything. Like when I tore my streaming PC down, I still have them on the cords, which was it designated where every single cable in the PC went. So it was like curved monitor left, curved monitor right, GPU left, GPU right, audio top of PC, like everything, to where I could just simply plug every single thing back in, and I didn't have to F around with setting everything back up. It literally took, like, after I moved everything and got it all done, it took less than 10 minutes to get my PC up and going again. Because past me was smart and put everything back where it should be. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Yes. I believe you, all right? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. With how much I had to set up and troubleshoot in the first place to get all of this working for my PC, and like streaming and capture card and everything like that, I was like, you know what? No. I brought a thing of sticky notes home and a pen, and I wrapped them around every single end of cords. That way I knew where everything was supposed to go. Because I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 6 HDMI cords going into my PC. And if they're not in the right order, then I'm going to be sitting there and pulling the PC out, changing them around, plugging them back in, pulling them out, all that other stuff. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to do this now. And I didn't want to be that one where I was like, oh yeah, I'll remember 2 weeks from now. It's okay. I don't have to worry about that. Like even to the point where I was like, the sound cords going from my capture card go into the top of my PC, and I was like I labeled one capture card like capture card left, and then the other side was top of PC right. That way I had everything labeled. That way I could literally just plug it right back in. And I still have all of those notes on my cables right now in case I need to break it down again. Hopefully I don't, but this is just in case. Alright, so let's get back to it. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. Doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed. Like it's made up, just like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. We followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing had happened. As if the forest didn't kidnap kids. As if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olya's eyelids had dropped. She started snorting lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. The chorus was singing the ending song. The world of Disney was lit by a silvery moon. Oh! Oh, there it is. Oh! Didn't you see it? It was like right here. Oh, God. It was like right there. Oh, shit. Right there. Right there. Right there. I'm circling it with my mouse. Another moon peeked from under the first one. Ooh! Scary and wan, hanging over the taiga forest. The horrific report got recorded right over the credits. Ooh! My throat went dry. My pulse became faster. Is there anything in the room that changed? I looked toward Olya. She smacked her lips in her sleep. Ooh! I squeezed the remote with all my might, ready to press stop at any moment. I rewound the recording, checked if it was intact, and then carefully took out the tape. The protective pin was still in place. I stood up and left Olya's room. We're gonna throw that in the room, in here too, along with the mitten that we thought was covered in blood. But you know what? It's good, right? It's good. Whether it was by providence or by curse, I hid the tape alongside the mitten at the exact moment Mom peeked into my room. Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? Mom, you're a bit of a bitch. Ugh. Adults think everything is so simple, as if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Stop making noise. Oh, it's the floorboards. No, I had that happen too, but based on the rest of the playthrough, Nakomi, the mom has been less than favorable. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. I love the vocabulary that they've chosen for this game. It's giving me it's giving me a chance to have some like reading chops for it. Where it's just like, things go bad, you go boom, you do thing. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on and on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. It has come, after all. The day I feared the most. The first day of a new school term. Episode 2. Time to play with you. That's the kid that's missing. That the police came by to ask about. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates, who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Did they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days, when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. I silently sneaked out of the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peacefully sleeping Olia. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I need to hurry. Faster. Faster. I was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was bursting out of the cracks between floorboards. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop. Like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it down with cold tea. No, I can't. My appetite was as good as of someone being led up to the scaffold toward a guillotine. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on 2 floorboards at the same time. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes writhed in my belly. The fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. This darkness never fully left the house around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. Ugh. The sky was akin to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that being the total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate and invited me into my new life toward dubious adventures. And tagged along. Tagged along, not alone. Tagged along like... multiple spelling errors in the same sentence, and tagged along like an old buddy, pushing me in the back. This is still in early access and has been for at least a year, if I remember right. But this is also not an English first game. Oh, I will be. I will be sure to let them know about the typos. That's why, like, when things come up, I'm not gonna like go super crazy about it, because the developers, this is Russian, so for them to get most of this right, yeah, good on you. Wide shadows that pines throughout covered a third of the clearing. Oh no, it's fantastic so far. I really love it. Keep your eye out for, like, bunny ears. I would assume that this is where they start. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in the coat's collar. I was squeezing through the thin fire break, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. Alright. I'm going to take one more tiny break before we get into this next portion. Oh, goodness. Kind of looks like eyes, doesn't it? Over here. I will be right back. Oh. I'm going sliding again, chat. Still haven't gotten used to it. And I'm back. Welcome back. Alright. Let's keep it going. Shall we? Ah, why did it freak out on me? Come on. Stop freaking out. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ah, why? Why again? I like to give people a little bit of a break, maybe every 45 minutes to an hour, especially if they're like refilling water or like need to step away to use the restroom or something like that. But for me, it's for medical reasons mostly that I need to step away every once in a while. And I appreciate you being a mod, Nakomi. Thank you, Han. Yeah, no. For me, stepping away every 45 minutes to an hour, especially as I try and grow my base, it's something that's going to happen. I'm not going to be like those bigger streamers, especially like Co-Carnage or somebody like that, where I can sit there and play for like 6 to 8 hours straight. I do have to be able to get up, and this is more for medical reasons than anything. But I try to make it as quick as possible to where I dive right back into the action and do that. And then, but if it's like a crazy action sequence, I'll push through. I'll do that. But if I have the ability to step away every hour or so, I will. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their as their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me away into the forest depths. Then my parents would be walking around these parts, screaming my name. But the dead can't answer the living. Ooh, that's the grandma. That's the grandma that died. She's in the story, but she died before the game technically started. Or can they? Ooh. And there's stuff running around me. I can hear little like pitter patters, like. A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now, if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger. Start keeping an eye out, chat. see if you start seeing like bun ears and eyes and stuff, because the game is called Tiny Bunny. Let's see if we get bun. As if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. Over here, chat. Over here. Watch over here. That's my guess. A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Tree branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Ooh. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. Fucking run! Fucking run! Yes, that's why I love the vocabulary that they use, Nakomi. A smidgen. Freaking fantastic. Love the vocabulary. I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail will shrink. Clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. There we go. See, look at that. Denizens. That's a good word, too. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's supports bathed in a spring, tarry, and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest. Then snorted, trying to calm my breathing. The thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, lifeless. The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road, illuminated by sparse lamplights. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could, from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in that game, where you need to be the first to proclaim, "I'm protected." What does it say for game? Oh, so it's literally... There we go. There we go. So, let me move that. So it's supposed... Stop it. So it's supposed to be like tag. It's just in this case that protection was flimsy at best, with darkness writhing outside its bounds. No. Then I noticed something remarkably eerie. Stop with your chewing sounds. I don't like that. In a place where the light from an inclined lamp can reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. It's munching! Ah! You're chewing. Stop chewing in my ear, please. I'm wearing headphones. This is gross. It almost felt like its features deterred light. Its unnatural pose unsteeled fear. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there, blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. Stop chewing, please. It's gross. And now you're growling at me like a dog. But the shadow didn't disappear, and even got closer. Ooh, woo, ooh, woo. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into a snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice. Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul? Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here, between the forest and the dormant village? Will you say something, dummy? A cat got your tongue? All right, I'll bite off your nose then. That'll teach you not to poke in places it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. Oh no, it's a furry! Oh God, no! Rod, it's a furry! It's a furry, Rod! Run, chat, run! From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. That is a big damn fox if you're able to fit your face in it. Like, for real though. But I'm already digging it. And you guys should already know why. Oh no, it is my face. Oh no, it is my face. Oh. It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. Oh, Yes, hi, Luna. Oh my God. Cat jumped in my lap and scared the absolute crap out of me. Yes, hi, sweetie. Yeah, exactly. The fox's den. Welcome. How you doing? Hello. Hi. A mask. It's just a girl with a fox mask on. That is still one gigantic fox. If you can fit your face in it inside of one. She's ready to yiff. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my face. I was just going to school, and then you. What about me? Never seen a fox feed a dog? Oh, tiny Borko. And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably. Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tail. I guess I still smelled of bologna that I ate for breakfast. Bologna. Russian bologna. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore. Just fucking weird. So, you didn't mean to, huh? What's your name? I'm Anton. And you? And I'm not. She's weird. Definitely has a couple loose screws. But she has a nice voice. Are you sure about that? I just laughed in that voice and, no. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human. If a bit eccentric. Yeah, no, you're yiffin' furry out in the middle of frickin' Siberia. So, yeah, okay. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl, oh yeah, was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks me about my friends at the new place, I'll tell them that I befriended a talking fox. Do you live around here? In the village? Oh, God. The fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard the hem of her coat lifted up. No, dummy. Foxes don't live in villages. Luna, get out of here. No, go away. Please don't jump in my lap again. So, you live in the forest then? Have you been living under a rock? It's obvious that foxes can't survive anywhere near humans, as long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask. That's not a carnival mask, but sure, yeah. Paper mache with fur glued on. So did she just send for craft fur? Pretty much, Nakomi. It's like, oh, woo, look at me. I'm making better furry costumes than anybody else. Except foxes are vulpine. They're neither cats nor dogs. Bark, bark. Oh, tiny puppers. Tiny puppers. A dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bork. Oh, okay. I unfastened my backpack. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks. He called it a gift from the bunny. Ooh. Alright, so there we go. That's here. Treat from the bunny. The uneaten part of a business lunch, or a treat specifically bought for children. Parents would tell their children that a bunny asked them to deliver said treat, but it could also be any other animal. Squirrel or a bear, for example. The stray strolled toward me with mincing footsteps, with a pleading look in its eyes. The fox did definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry. Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning? Going to a costume party? Oh, no, don't. The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off of her nose, and her human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast. A real fox. Agile. Cunning. Dangerous. Ooh! A moment of hesitation, and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. I couldn't help but just stand there as a stump. No. Can I leave now? Please. I would like to go to school. Alright, uwu. Furry, uwu. Please. Please let me go. Yeah, no, that was a scary laugh. Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask. I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed, went red up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in a zoo once when we went there with Dad, but it had patchy fur, was gray and skinny. But this girl was of fiery color and furry, just like in fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers, that were searching for the dog's treat, stumbled upon some soft, crumpled object. You'll see. The real beasts will wake up soon. You should ask them where they got their human faces. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamp's light. The dog yapped in agreement. You bork somewhere else, sir. I freaked out and dropped my finding in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. And the fox just snorted. Now I was so embarrassed, I wanted to sink through the snow. It was still dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know. So, are you going to school? Oh my, you are a real dummy. Don't you get it? Well, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me. I feel dumb. Thanks. Calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog. And you have Russian on your hat. Why are you so mean? Don't answer if you don't want to. It's not like I care. Still, something froze me in place, tugged me toward the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. Oh, damn, I love the vocabulary. The fact that they're using words like languid, that is fantastic. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn. Oh, stop pouting. Look here. Zulka, I assume that's the dog, took a liking to you. The dog was digging through snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. I assume that's supposed to be snorting. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house, at its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light. And maybe someone else too. I went red again, like a boiled crawfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hope that the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking, and who's that person? I waited, counting my heartbeat. The fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty patterns of someone's window. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. Oh God. Oh, oh, is it the other mitten? Oh, oh. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. Could it be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized that it was just my mitten. Maybe Mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep. A certain missing boy immediately came to mind. Hey, do you know anything about Vova? I imagined the scene, silhouettes dancing in the clearing. The dance on the night when Vova had disappeared. A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday when our parents promised to take me and Olya to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. If only I could fix everything, gather everybody I love, and take them to Let's go Disneyland! Let's go Disneyland! Disneyland fix everything! I wouldn't know. I've never been to any of the Disney parks. Ever. My assumption is that would be somewhat of a temporary fix. On the night Vova. Oh God, I don't like saying that name. It's very close to a body part. I don't like it. I understand it's Russian, but exactly, Nakomi. On the night Vova had disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. Oh! It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. I'm getting yiffed out. I mean, sniffed out. Oh no. The fox was yiffing me out. Oh? That got you worried? For yourself? Or for someone else? Oh yeah. As soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened and cold sweat streamed down my spine. Well then, listen closely. A boy named Anton. This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly. Ooh! And I'm not its only tenant. The other beasts already know about you. Beware! We'll come again tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form. I thought, panicking. When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance. Macarena! Alright. Hey, Macarena. The fuck be... Look at you. Your mouth is agape. And Tosha. He saw me near his window at night. Yeah, right. Are you by any chance a dimwit? A grape. We're going a grape. Nobody would let me go outside that late. Children go missing here, you know. I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death. Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses and start fondling me? I was also nearsighted once. Well, now you're just wearing a frickin' furry costume. Listen to me and maybe you'll become smarter. Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah. Nakomi, loving and hating me is a lot of dealing with me, so. Remember what do they call foxes? Ring, ring, ding, 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 ding. Cunning? Sure, yeah. My words seemed to hurt her. Hey, what did you... Sorry. Her laughter was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells. Just pulling your leg. Of course we're cunning. If you're agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll help you look for your vulva. No. Not that. Not that, chat. We're not looking for that. We're looking for Vova. Vova. Not what I said. Right here. Vova. Vova. There we go. Yeah. There's a reason why you're doing it, right? Oh my god. Isn't there a reason why everybody's doing it? Alright. I'm perverting this story. This is a good story so far. And I'm mucking it up with, like, super crass child humor. This is not helping. I should not be gone for 2 weeks and then muck it up with 13-year-old humor. I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming. She knows all about vulva. Oh. I know why children have been swarming our forest recently. For vulva. Sometimes you find a lot of interesting stuff that... Oh my god. No. Stop. Yes, Keck W. One day, I saw a huge pile of candy once and I swam in it until my jaws cramped. You sure it was candy? Did you find vulva? Is that why your jaw hurts? Right over here? Like right there? Here and here. Pile of pile of candy. I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. If I'm going hard in the paint, I'm going hard in the paint. I'm gonna sit here and throw out Keck W's all frickin' night at this point then. I showed her another smile. A fake one this time. Boo! So wary. Well, what will you say to this then? She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. No, I don't like you. Nope. It's about to get dark again. We're about to kick it from this nice happy music to we're gonna kick it to the other side. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold at the markets or in kiosks. I shouldn't have to look up what kiosks are. Well, it's because it's either for Turbo Vova or it's for Turbo Keck W. Either or. One of those two. You pick one. So if you want Turbo Keck W, you got it. But I have a feeling we're about to get turbo kicked here in just about 2 seconds. And Sadie Lady, hi honey, welcome. Hi, heart your face. I saw my favorite bubblegum and a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasure. A familiar name was on it, Turbo. Hoi, Turbo Keck W. A triangular fox face poked her nose toward me. Take some. My pockets are full of these. Oh, Oh no. Am I taking the Turbo Keck W? Hey, for the biddies! 30 biddies! Sadie, am I taking the Turbo Keck W? Nakomi, you cheered the bits. Am I taking the Keck W? Oh, God. Okay. Oh, the shit biscuits. I accepted the treat, and catching a whiff of the girl's smell. Fur, fireworks, and citrus. The smell of holidays. Oh, God. No, I don't like this. My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma entered my nostrils. And something else. Something unfamiliar, but... Oh, God. I'm about to get drugged. What have you done to me? Nakomi with the Prime sub. Thank you, hon. I appreciate it. Yay! Now you get emotes. Yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you get the lol emotes. I'm trying to work on getting more. I'm gonna have to do a big push for more tier ones. The fruity cube ended up in my mouth. Oh. What happened to the fruity cube? I started moving my molars, chewing the gum. It tasted like your usual Turkish gum, only my tongue when it... Oh my God, it's drugged. It's drugged. My tongue went a bit numb. It's drugged. I couldn't believe my luck after opening the insert. Alright, so, boop. The type of game where bubblegum inserts games. The type of game where players put bubblegum inserts onto their palm and try to flip it by throwing it in the air. The player who happens to flip one or more inserts claims them as their prize. So it's almost like a card game. Oh yeah, no. It's like I'm playing Initial D with collectible cards. I looked at a Mercedes Benz, an extremely rare and hence desirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood. I still love the vocabulary choices. This is absolutely great. My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert. Still stunned. Oh, bitch, no, stop it. Stop it. No, you're gonna get nums by a fox. Stop it. This is... Now, do you see what can be found in the forest? Still, I wouldn't go there alone if I were you. You get so flustered over simple bubblegum, after all. Imagine what would happen if you'd find a travel case worth of these. It'll surely blow your mind. Unusual treats. Just like everything else about her. I don't like her. No, stop it. I carefully hid the insert in my bag, as if I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. I don't like you. Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyway. Or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. No, Sadie lady. You're already in the fox's den. This is where the fox's den is. And look, I'm actually wearing my I'm wearing my Kitsune shirt tonight. And then there's the mask, and then the nine tails. No, I have more fox. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl. Yeah, no, she's not yiffing. What if Vova also found a snow pile with sweets and is now rolling in it? I would do that, Sadie, and sit here and wear one of those, like, gift masks, like, furry masks, for, like, charity and things like that. I would do that. If it means I was raising money. And, yes. It wasn't a misspeak. It was mispronunciation on purpose for Vova to be vulva. Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest? He must be so cold without his second mitten, then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches. Or what if something happened to him along the way? Something terrible. The forest reacted to her words, became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears, just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again. Wild beasts? You find that scary? You always have to be KW. Well, I don't know. He doesn't know. Oh my. Have I befriended a dunce? I didn't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded nice. My grades are good. Really now? Will you come with me? Good grades, Anton. We'll find your Vova, and you'll be able to ask him what he found deep in the forest. As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest. You'll see. Worms of worry writhed in my belly. Better run, whispered my mind. I don't believe you. Do you take me for a liar? Whatever. You're just like everybody else. Esle. There's another spelling mistake. The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. The gum felt bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me. Please, don't get mad. Foxes can also be nice, like in fairy tales. I just need to know what kind of fox you are. Ooh. The girl giggled, holding the nose of her mask in her hands. Then follow me into the forest, and you'll get to know me. But not right now, when it gets bright. I mean, your whole body is shaking, you poor thing. I don't want you to get a stroke. Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away from me. Well, if we're going in the same direction. We went towards the school and the lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains. Dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of gray smoke rose from chimneys. TVs bustled, and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber, while carefully treading the snowy wheel trams. I walked in the left one, and she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me, some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence. So, what's your name? Here it comes. Names, names, names. You people always need to put labels on everything. What name would you give to a fox like me? I don't know. But I've read about Elisa, the fox. You know what? I don't mind. I'll be Elisa. I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. Alright. Give me just a second, chat. I'll be right back. I need to go lock up the house. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, what are you guys doing? I'm back. Gotta lock up the house before... Oh no, I've left the mods alone. What am I supposed to do? I turned off text to speech. I had quite a few people try and redeem very bad messages, so I turned that off. And yes, I am enjoying the hilarity. Oh, goodness. There we go. Okay. All right. Yay. I love... Oh, my goodness. Whee! I can actually cross my legs in the chair and move myself around and not have any issues. This is fantastic. I love this. Yeah, no, that's, I'm probably gonna flip this chair at some point, getting used to the floor. So, that's probably gonna happen. Hopefully within the next month, we can have our little, streamer barbecue. But I'm both sad and glad that we postponed it, because there's no way in hell I would want to have people in the house with multiple rooms worth of stuff crammed into a single room. Like, our living room is a damn nightmare right now, and now we're gonna have to turn my dining room into a nightmare. Everything behind me. No. I don't want people to see that. Okay. So, I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer. From the dog, from the dark sky, devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. Oh, look, janitor's smoking a cigarette out front. The school's outline was already in sight. A giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with my mom when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at that time. Empty corridors that smelled of polish. Puffy snow outside. The second time I came alone to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance. Oh my god. This here that I'm circling, that's supposed to be a high schooler? I thought that was the janitor. In trek pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last hopes for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and the teeth, yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion. She's not going to be there anymore. Hey, I ain't shaming balding at an early age. I'm about to only hit 33, and I've been balding since I was 25. Hooray for male pattern baldness! Yay for genetics! And before you redeem your points, water. That's what I'm thinking too, Sadie, is that this is the janitor here that I'm circling, and then over here are like the high school kids. But I think as soon as I turn, Fox Lady is going to be gone. I'll wait for you at the backyard after school. Oh, no. Oh, she's going to be waiting for me. No. Don't wait for me, please. Please. Near the Hanged Man. Near what? She just ignored my question. Don't be late. I hesitated. Blowing hot and cold again. Mom always said that when I would have had trouble choosing between the two options. Yep. A big rip. Big rip. Thinking about Mom helped me reply. I'm going straight home after school. Well, Antosha, I'm going to let you off the hook. But the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you. Won't be able to shake them off as easily. Remember my words. Oh! The fox opened her mouth in a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. Oh, no! Don't hit the puppy! No! A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. No! No, puppers! It whimpered and ran towards the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Unlucky. After taking a deep breath, I went toward the school, toward the cutlets and dough, toward the light raining down onto the snow. Oh my god, this is fantastic. I'm breaking the atmosphere. I'm sorry, but I can... you literally... It's for, like, interacting with certain things in the environment. So it will make that noise every single time that you interact with it. So I can just sit here and... like that. Whose nest is this, I wonder? A thieving magpie? What does this mean, Nakomi? What am I doing? Oh, God. Make a track for it. And they're saying a magpie, but... oh, but you right. You right. You right. You're not wrong. A magpie is supposed to be like a crow or like a raven. I need to make a song out of it. And then it probably has all sorts of shiny things in it. Pieces of colorful glass, bottle caps, polished coins, Child braces? Where is it getting children's braces? Alright, let's see. Anything else? Hang on, I'm sorry. Oh, goodness. Excuse me, I've got to... Oh, no. Oh, my. Oh, whatever I ate today is just making me... Oh, goodness. Oh, whatever I'm eating is just making me... There was a fresh-looking Volga parked nearby, with one of its front wheels perched on the icy curb. That is not how you spell curb. No. Stop it. Let me edit your game. Let me edit your dialogue. Oh my goodness. This game's been in early access for over a year, and you're still spelling curb K-E-R-B? Sadie, this game is originally translated from Russian, but it has also been in early access for, I'm guessing at this point, like almost 2 years. But with it being in early access for... no. Curb. So, on the icy curb, black, like... Oh, my God. Black like soothe, I would assume soot. As if it was straight out of the horror story Dad loved to tell me when we hid in the attic during a thunderstorm. I remember him always wearing a sad smile while mentioning the black car that snatched children. He would say, "It looks like a funeral car on the inside, white curtains and all, and it has DSC in its license plate. Do you know what that means? Death to Soviet children." Funny. I was born in the USSR too. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Oh, okay. So it's not even, it's just touching. It's just mousing. Yeah, no. It's pretty much any sort of touch of that car. A buzzing crowd of upperclassmen with their winter hats tipped to the side. I'd better not draw their attention. A tall man was standing near the gate, puffing out clouds of smoke into the wind. He didn't look like a teacher. Was he a PE guy, maybe? I carefully studied his face that looked like it was cut from a piece of granite, and his hair lip that was holding down a cigarette. Wow, really? A hair lip? All 20,000 of those lungs. Give me half a second as I read through this dialogue option. And then he'll have 20,000 more. He was playing around with car keys and staring back at us. The light from the cigarette was reflected in his eyes that were sitting deep in his eye sockets. I froze in place. The hulking man lazily tore off his eyes. Tore his eyes off. Tore his eye. Ugh. Your syntax. Oh my god. No, it literally hurts. Ugh. No. Alright, so that's all. What the? That was the biggest piece of dialogue I have ever seen in my life. I don't even know what to do. That was insane. That hurt my soul. Yay! I just need to do that because I don't have a stream deck, so I can't bleep myself. So I just need to do this, and then I can cuss as much as I want. And then nobody can tell me what the I can do. Look at that. Perfect. So I need to just keep this game up at all times on this screen, and I can do whatever the I want. And if nobody appreciates it, then we can go from there. See? And then I can, and then someone will do something with, as well as while she, and then I, I could hear muffled voices behind the doors. Saw blinking lamps. Saw blinking. No. You saw. Oh my god. Darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space like a lonely, lost spaceship. There is a lot of things that this game does right, as far as, say, like vocabulary and things like that. But when it goes wrong hard. It goes into the paint hard, as far as like sentence structure and syntax and things like that. And it frickin' hurts. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Oh, that's the kid. That's the kid. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I'm either too dark. There we go. That should do it. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it glued to the left of the notice board. It's my missing vulva. It's my missing vulva. I I dropped my vulva. Where is it? Attention. Child missing. Vova Machukian. Yeah. He left his home on January the 5th around 4 p.m. and never returned. Was last seen at the bridge over the Smjordona River. He was wearing an orange coat with a hood, black wool cap, a scarf, and mittens with green stripes. I trimmed my beard and my mustache recently, so I can't. Might have had a plastic toy gun on him. Fourth grader on that grainy print, Vova looked dead, with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? A plastic toy gun can protect him from the whispering branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes, the lost boy pierced through my soul, as if pleading. And see, like, shit like that, that's well crafted. But then you get to where it's like word salad and it just breaks your brain. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window. Took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling up with children in groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of school toilet... In the darkness of school toilets, child's voices were hammering a nursery rhyme. Yeah, toilets. Toilets. Which is why I'm sitting here going, oh God. For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. I turned my head towards. It seems the first part of this game has been better edited and has better syntax and translation than the second half. Holy crap. Because my brain is about to fucksplode from the syntax and sentence structure errors that I'm experiencing right now. I turned my head towards, you're missing an S here, towards them, trying to get a better look at their features. But then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hooves. Oh, Nakomi, she's ready to go. A girl was trailing her every step. She was also looking pompous, stomping along the way and whispering some secret in her friend's ear. Where's this friend? What? She was probably a class rep since she was carrying an attendance register book. Katerina, take this, please. The teacher opened the classroom door, and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Ew! Whoa! Dude, what's wrong with you? Out of all of them, a tall, red-headed, oh no, it's me! Fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of pimples. His face was not full of blisters. Pimples. He looked like the insides of a pomegranate. Oh, well, that's Keck W. A bad feeling risen up the hair on the back of my head. A bad feeling rose up. Oh, God. That whole sentence makes my head hurt. I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes. Cackling laughter. Oh. The girl, who was a smaller copy of the teacher, warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and the redhead immediately shoved him. Move your legs, moron. The boy flew headfirst, flailing his hands, trying to keep his balance. You're gross, dude. I don't like you at all. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. Their laughter sounded like someone was snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in. The corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. Uh-oh. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. They really do, Sadie. Like, their syntax and sentence structure really sucks sometimes, especially with what appears to be the quote-unquote later portion of the game that's much newer than anything else. But their, like, wording and descriptive analogies are really, really good. Like some of the vocabulary used is just fantastic. I love it. It evokes a lot of emotion. But then you work up to like sentences like "what's breaking my brain," and I'm just like and just trying to understand the syntax and structure of that sentence while they're still trying to use those big words just creates a giant mind fuckhole. Maybe I can still run away. Go outside. Dissolve in the dark. I imagine myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. Uh, the ringer, the. Uh, and see, the problem is that previous sentence, that was so good and so imaginative and pulls you in and has such good analogy and descriptive feeling. And then you come into this sentence and it's like, the ringer's trill blew that illusion away. You mean the bell. The bell. The school bell. That's what happened. Nowhere in the United States that I know of, or in English that I know of, do they call the bell the ringer or say that it trills. So you're getting this like discordant view to where it's like you're getting these really nice descriptive scenery and having everything explained, and you're getting something really good story wise. But then it's like, all right, well, let's hand this to an alien or someone that doesn't speak English. And then you get the ringer's trill. And so it kind of breaks that illusion, that immersion. Yeah, no, it's breaking the immersion, Sadie. So we're getting to that point where it's like we're getting really good into the immersion. We're getting really into the story, but the problem is that and then we get sentences like this that just completely snap you out of the immersion immediately. I tore myself from the window with great effort. Because even then, just going back to this, right here, that is a perfectly good sentence. That is something you can easily write. Like, even here, then I took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. Because even then, it's just literally one letter here at the beginning of the sentence. The prim teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. See, even that right there, that is a perfectly crafted sentence. Because you've got the descriptor, it's a prim teacher. So, someone that is going to be hoity, someone who is going to be super, very rule focused. You've been slightly late, so you know that her looking at you means she's going to be clearly annoyed. And then you start. I'm the transfer student. I was told to come here. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. See, even that right there, that is perfectly crafted and translated. That is a fantastic sentence. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages. See, register, kind of breaks it there. My guess that's her, like, attendance and how she keeps track of students. Your last name? Petrov. Huh. What are you mumbling there? Say it clearly. Petrov. You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare, as if trying to see if I was lying. And see, even that, right there. Fantastic. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all of that from the left. So, over here. So, to his left, which means, like, this is fantastic description, which means all of these kids that are sitting here to the left have their eyes on him, us, the main character. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison, like a living organism, like a dangerous beast. So now he's got all these eyes on him. That is such a fantastic description. Are you sure? I don't have you in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I felt dizzy. I clutched my fists so hard my knuckles became white. They told me to come to the classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna, class 6C. Apparently everyone in the classroom took my words for some sort of joke, because they were all laughing. What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion. Well, see, like, better occasion? Why do we hire so many interns? They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips. When it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything. How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? Ugh. We've had this same thing happen so many times already. Wait here. I'll be back. After I've had a little chat with them. All right, listen up, nerds. It's time for me to teach. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. All right, nerds. Socks out. Out. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Whoa, what? Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump. with the wind at my back as my only companion. You're good, Nakomi. It was a whole bunch of like teacher stuff. And yeah, I was saving as well. Let me go see what's going on. Luna is freaking out at the front door. I'm gonna go make sure we don't have a skunk at our front door, because we've already had 2 killed, so we have to make sure there's not another one. I'll be right back. All right, chat. I am back. Oh, goodness. We have skunks invading our neighborhood right now. And so I'm trying to make sure that they aren't trying to dig up mine and the wife's yard and trying to track its movements and that kind of thing, because the wifey, she works for a pest control company that can trap skunks. We have giant fields behind us over this way, and then there's giant fields over this way from our house. And so it's been a lot of fun because people have run over at least 2 skunks now, but there are still more skunks, and they've dug big old holes in our backyard, which is xeriscaped, so it makes no sense. So we're trying to figure that out. I've heard skunks are very nice pets once they're deglanded, but they can also be quite feral as well. It really stinks, both figuratively and literally. But the problem is that we can't have skunks nesting right near our front door and getting pissed off and spraying us every time we're trying to leave our house, unfortunately. Oh no, they do a lot of damage. They do a bunch of digging because they dig for like worms and subterranean bugs and things like that. So they even in a xeriscaped lawn setting where it's just rocks and things like that, they will dig your lawn to shreds. And then you have to deal with the fallout of that, which is a ton of weeds and that kind of stuff. It's not fun. I would much rather they were in the field behind us, where there's no houses or anything like that, where they could just do what they're gonna do. But we've already had to call what is it? What would it be? Oh yeah, no, they do a lot of damage. They actually have pretty big claws. Like inch-long claws. So it's a whole bunch of stuff. But I think I'm actually... We've been going for like 3.5 hours. I am going to end it here because I need to wake up in the morning and still do a whole bunch of stuff and move a whole bunch of crap tomorrow. But let's see if there's anyone we can host. We're gonna... Pat Static is doing Minecraft, so I'm hosting him now. And I'm going to rate him, at least say hoy. At least stick around and say hoy. I love you guys. Have a wonderful night. I'm so glad to be back and be able to create some content. Nakomi, Sadie, we'll need to do some content here soon where we can all play together. Heart your faces. You guys have a wonderful night.